I got scammed. I recently found myself in a situation where I felt like I was scammed and I got scammed. And while it was unfolding, I had those sensations like I did back when I started online. You know, that idea of, come on, you're holding out hope and you're thinking, really, this can't be happening again. And I wasn't going to talk about this, but something moved me to talk about it. And I'll talk about it a little bit further into this video here. But here's what happened. I lost about a bit over $2,000 in a business venture that I took on recently. And this thing went belly up and became a stinky fish very quickly. And I felt horrible. I was in a negative space where I felt horrible. I felt sad. I felt depressed. I was anxious. I felt fear. I felt remorse. And as you can imagine, I felt like I was a fool. And you ever had that happen? You know, you go through this sensation of you feel like, yeah, a fool. And you wonder, how could this have happened? So I'm going to talk about my experience here and kind of show you how I got through this. And maybe this might be, interesting information for you to hear, but not only that, but this might be something that leads you to your success. So many of us have had this happen to us, right? Where we feel like we're going being scammed or we've been scammed. And I've talked to quite a few people who have mentioned that there've been lots of business opportunities and each one after the other, they actually felt like they've been scammed. And it could cripple us, right? Cripple us to the point that we can't move on from there to really get into a business because we always have in the back of our minds that we're going to be scammed. So we're usually in a state of such disappointment and fear and regret. That's a big one, the regret that I wish I didn't do that or something like that. You feel just shame. And we just feel a bit of that hope, right? Being lost. So I mentioned I wasn't going to talk about this. So why this video? Now, I literally felt that it was important to make this video because I felt I needed to help someone else get through this so they could get to their success by showing them how I actually handled it to get through it so I could continue being successful online. So I know a lot of us get held back because the fear is just so big, right? That this is happening over and over again, that we're not succeeding, that we're losing money online. And that's why I really wanted to make this video. Um, I wanted you to see how I got through it and actually turned it into a win. So how do you get through this, right? So to put this in perspective, a lot of successful people have gotten set back in their journey, right? A lot of us are crippled by our failures online and they never bounce back from it. And so, because you know what, I've kind of found a way to navigate through this process, I want to show you how I did it. So let's get started on this. So I navigated through this process of loss, feeling like I've been scammed, to actually feel good about it. Not good about it in the sense that I was thrilled, so thrilled that I lost over $2,000, right? But thrilled in the sense that, you know what, it's going to serve a bigger purpose and actually get me further ahead than if this never have happened. So here's how I got through this. Now on this picture, what do you see? You see a picture of a person, right? There's a person, trees. You see the obvious stuff. But is there something that we're missing on here? So this is something, and I wonder if you've ever heard of this. It's a quote that says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, this is something I heard a while back, way back, some years back, and it's always stuck with me in the back of my head, that I've always kind of try and remember this, that when I'm doing stuff to kind of keep this in the forefront. And so that's what I incorporated in using to get through this journey of feeling scammed online by this business venture I just recently got involved with. So it says, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Now, if you look at that in context with this picture now this might actually look different. Our experiences in hearing this quote kind of might change how you look at this picture. Like, is it just the obvious stuff you look at, or is it the stuff behind it? Or sometimes you could actually not even see the outline of the person, right? You're so deep in thought that you actually just see the trees behind the person's face. Now, let's put the word scam behind this. if you look at things, if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. So if you're willing to look at being scammed differently, in a sense, right, then the outcome of this horrible experience might not be so bad, right? Because if we look at things, change the way we look at things, the things you look at change. So we're looking at being scammed as being a horrible event, and it's no fun, without a doubt. Both, emotionally and also physically in your pocketbook, it is no fun. But if we look at that horrible experience, saying that part, we understand that part, but we change the way we look at it, could it actually change for us that it actually makes us money online? So here's another thing. If we begin to see the scam with new lenses, in a sense, it might actually serve us instead of actually killing our dreams. If we could change that slant, because typically what a scam does, it literally kills our dreams. It puts us in a state of such depression, lost hope, fear to try again, right? That it kills our dreams. But if we change our lens, how can we use that to fuel it, change our lenses to us actually having success? And I'm going to show you how I walk through that. Now, if you look at this quote here, it says, "There's a reason for closed doors, unanswered prayers, and blocked roads. If your plans don't work out, it's because God has better ones for you." So with that thing, and I'm going to give you another one. Life is like photography. You need the negatives to develop. And then if you go back to this idea then, right? Then it becomes to seem a little bit different when you put in the context that, you know what? There's a door that closed. That opportunity did not work out for me, right? It just didn't work out. I lost over $2,000. That's an indication, okay, this did not work out for you. But maybe looking at the context of, you know what? There's a reason for closed doors. And also the idea that, you know what? You need the negatives to develop. And then we go back to this. If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at will change. And then I found this quote that kind of summarizes all those three quotes in one. And it says, "I think freckles, stretch marks, tattoos, bruises, and birthmarks, and scars are the coolest thing ever. You started with almost a blank canvas. Look at you now. All this evidence that you've lived." So many people who have, the scars, the stretch marks. Stretch marks is a big one for me, right? You got the stretch marks, you got the bruises. It's definitely looked as a negative, right? But if you change the way you look at that thing, then it begins to change the outcome, right? So if you look at the stretch marks, the scars, the bruises, as an idea that it's evidence that you've lived, right? It's like, man, now it becomes a cool idea that you have some scars and bruises to say, wow, I've lived a fantastic life. I got these scars and bruises, you know what, playing sports when I was younger, right? What a great time that was. So it definitely shifts that focus to think the negatives that you see is actually dependent on you holding your mindset to know that, you know what, it's really a positive. So if we shift that and look at scammed, right, through these new lenses, then you kind of shift it to come to the realization that a scam, there is no scam. And you're going, oh no, wait up, $2,000 and you tell me there is no scam? I mean, we could just say there wasn't any. And as weird as it sounds, right? But based on all these things that happens up here, there's a reason for closed doors, right? You need the negatives to develop. It definitely put in perspective that there is no scam. And so when I was walking through this journey of getting to where I got to on the other side, I also think of this. As an athlete, right? Athletes fail a lot. I mean, they start out, say, when they're young, and they don't win every race, right? They're always in development, right? Same thing with businesses. Let's say someone owns a business and they're a potato farmer. They're a farmer that has eggs and milk and they make cheese. It's the things in their business. There's certain things in their business that they're failing, right? Some weird things are happening where they think like they've been scammed. If we are equating scam to the idea of being something negative here, it did not work out. But yet, you know what? They still keep producing what they produce, right? Because it's important to the marketplace. at the end of the day, that people are able to buy milk and cheese and potatoes. It's also important that the athlete who's failed many times keeps doing what he does because people want to see him on the football field to cheer him on, right? So we could get that sense of, bringing people together, but also that sense of achievement and knowing that great things are possible. I mean, seeing athletes perform just giving you a sense of, my goodness, exuberance that you could do whatever they do. I mean, it fuels you to go on. So it's the same concept that, online space where online marketers try to make money online and that we failed because a scam happened, but yet we still need to continue on. And that's what I got in my journey here when I encountered my scam, was the idea that, you still need to continue on because at the end of this failure, you still need to give the audience out there, your customers who you're serving, the greatness of what the product is. That no matter what's happening in the midst of, okay, something didn't work out, in the sense that this was a scam, I was involved in the scam, it didn't work out, I still needed to maintain my business online in order to be in business for the next person who needs to come along to find my business in order to get, join the business and actually have success with it. So that's how I got to the point where I realized that, the loss is not a loss. The idea that I lost in a scam was actually a win. That the win might be, the lesson in it that reminded me that, okay, you're off course, right? So I'm changing the way that I look at things and the things are going to change. So a scam is like, okay, a reminder, maybe. We take it as a reminder that somehow I was out of alignment in what my business principles were, right? That I needed improvement in some area, right? So I didn't have to venture out looking for something different, right? Like I needed some redirection in my marketing, in my business as a whole. So if we change the way we look at things, it really begins to hone it in our perspective that, okay, maybe the scam is, the door closes, right? And someone's saying there's better in store for you. Or it being the negative that will help you to develop, to become whatever it is that you need to become in order to get your business going. So that's how I kind of wrap my head about what my experience was. So here's the other thing to this. So even though, the big setback I have with that negative thing happening, there was something there about that hones in that all this experience was to create the new you, a better you, not just the person who is trying to make money online and you encountered a scam and now it's like, okay, what am I going to do? That experience, and I'm just trying to have you see through my journey of how I got out of the scam, the experience that I experienced saying, okay, this was a real scam. That the idea that I lost, over $2,000 here in this business venture. And you've had the same experience where, you've had many business opportunities that didn't pan out. Some of them came and went before you even got started. Some of them you were doing and they shut down after a while. And you're wondering, what is it? Is it me? And then you try to do another business opportunity, right? And you can't have any success. And you're like, what is it? Why is other people succeeding when I'm not? And what I'm trying to help you see is the same journey I went through myself previously, before I had some success online. And then also with this recent experience, it kind of brought me back into that space when I started to say, you know what, other people, it still exists, right? I'm not immune from being in an environment where you could have that negative experience. We're all in the online, make money online space, right? And so to experience this, that's why I wanted to make this video. Because even though I'm far removed from that process where I have success online, it was a neat thread to remember those who are in the struggles of trying to navigate this process to actually have success. So having recently gone through it, it became, you know what, to have that that experience of feeling like I was being scammed, this actually created the new me, right? It was a new beginning for a better me. And even though bad things happen, we can always win. It's really a mindset shift. And I think that's how I got to the point where I was at to kind of have some success online, is the idea that my mindset shifted. And for me, it really happened by sheer luck. I think it was a sheer kind of like, you know what, somehow um, I got to a space and it all came together. So I'm going to leave you with this. To make your business a success, for it to work, or in anything that you do, to have any kind of success, um, you have to keep these three things in mind: that you're in control of your thoughts, you're in control of the images or the things that you have surrounding you that impacts you every day, and you're also in control of your actions. So these are the only three things we can control. And these things that we control is what actually leads us to be successful. So like the big difference between successful people and those people who are not successful, if you strip away everything, you realize that these are the three things: how they think, the kind of stuff they have around them that influences their world, and then also the amount of action they take. So if you're willing to, shift your thoughts, so if you're not having any success online, and true enough, I understand and I know for it to be certain that, you know what, things happen that shouldn't have happened. Someone came along and, in a sense, stole your money, right? In some business opportunity, it shouldn't have happened. But if we can't control that part, right, that person doing that, we're definitely in control of our thoughts. We're definitely in control of what things we surround ourselves with, and then the actions. And based on these things, it's going to, in a sense, propel us to navigate this entire make money online space in a way that either makes you money or constantly keep losing your money. Because I've been through that space where, you know what, because of my thoughts, I didn't realize that process where I would be doing a business opportunity, right? And I'm partaking in it and it didn't work out. And I'm going, geez, why didn't I make any money with that one when some other people did, right? And I came to see that sometimes some businesses are not made for you, right? It's like, even though you can make money at it, it's not your business. It's not something that you should do because it's just not in alignment with stuff. So you feel like you were scammed by that business, or you leave with the sensation, you know what, this business was such a scam, was such a rip. But it's like, you know what, you were in control of your thoughts, right? Not only that, being in control of your thoughts, it's the idea that you need the negatives to develop. And maybe that development might have came in the form of, you know what, you need to improve in your marketing skills, right? You need to redirect your focus on maybe chasing the opportunity and actually develop sound business practices online to say, you know what, you kind of set up your own business system. So that's where I'm getting at with the idea that if you change the way you look at things, the things you look at might actually change. But here's the odd thing to this: you change your mind, and different things have a way of redirecting themselves. So you have to get your mind right to always win. So no matter if you lose, whatever the situation is, you kind of win because your mindset would be so right? That you can literally twist that negative to actually be a positive to fuel your business and actually be successful. And so that's where I got with this situation I encountered, to be able to switch it to say, you know what? Yes, I lost $2,000, over $2,000. But here's the thing: a lot of people who go to colleges, right, schools, they're trying to switch careers. They spend lots of money on some things, right, to get the education. And so if you look at, okay, I've lost some financial stuff and it's painful. Trust me, I know it's painful. But the mindset could possibly be shifted to say, you know what, I got the education to know what not to do online, right? If you shift the way you look at things, it might actually change and actually benefit you to become more successful. And so you look at it, okay, I've tried these opportunities, I failed, or I didn't have success. What's the way to look at it differently so my outcome can actually be better? So maybe the outcome might be you've learned that, you know what, certain type of business is not your thing, right? Those are just not something you thrive in to make it work. You could also be, it could be a process where you realize, you know what, I probably should have used some really good marketing process to make this work. I didn't do enough marketing and I didn't do my marketing correctly. Even though I know I need to do certain things to make my marketing much better, I didn't do it. So it might actually empower you to do the thing you need to do in order to make the business work. And part of that process sometimes, right, is like, well, okay, I know they've always told me that I need to make a lead capture page, but you've never made one, right? And so you've never made one, but because you've never made one, your business didn't survive. It failed. And now you're in a spot where you think you felt scammed when it was like, well, you know what? If I'd honed in on those marketing techniques I needed to, maybe this business would have worked out for me correctly. So that's where I'm getting at. When you get your mind right, you always win. And if you could be in that zone where no matter what your journey is online, that you're failing or you think you're failing, if you switch that proposition and say, okay, this didn't work out, but this is not, I've lost. This is a lesson I've learned. A door has closed, so some other door could open for me. So with that, it's like, well, how do you do that? How do you get your mind right, right? It's like, okay, how do I get in that zone where this becomes a process that I don't struggle with? Because a lot of us struggle with when our businesses don't work online, the programs we're in don't work out, you feel like you've been ripped off, then you're in a state where it robs you from actually propelling forward. How could you get your mind right? Whereas when things like this happen, it doesn't rob you and put you down and make you less of a success online. It actually fuels you to be even a greater success, right? How do you do that? So in the links below, I definitely have some links. If your mindset is a little, needs a little tuning, then you could have access to something that could help you get in the right frame of mind. Now, getting your mind right is not, I won't say it's about motivation, because I've listened to lots of motivational, videos and quotes and stuff like that. I think motivation and stuff like this is something that you use to maintain a good mindset, right? So if you're definitely kind of out of whack, out of alignment with where you should be mentally in order to do a business online, I have a link in the description box that you could definitely check it out to see if that would be a fit in actually getting your mind in the right frame of mind. In addition to that, right, you've gotten to the space that, okay, my mind is right, but I can't find the right business, or my business isn't working. What should I be doing? What kind of business should I do? No, I don't have an opportunity in, description box. What I have is a tool that you can actually use to kind of get you set up in a process where you actually start building a good, stable online business. Because some of the times what happened is we are not building a very stable business. We're, doing an opportunity in a sense. We're just performing a function online, but we're really not building a business. Because if something happens, you don't have a business, you realize, oh, I had a link to promote a business opportunity, but you personally do not have a physical business that you can make money from. So if you're in that zone where, you know what, I don't know what I got, right? I got a link to a business opportunity. I don't even have a link to any business. I'm trying to find a business. Then there's definitely a link in the description as well that will help you hone in on those skills to actually build a bigger business. Now, you know what? I'm going to leave you with this. Sometimes we're confused about what we're doing online, trying to make money online, and we feel like it's not important. And because you get that sense that it's not important, because you're like, how do I make money online? I'm selling this ebook, right? I'm getting someone to join this matrix business with me, or whatever it might be. I mean, my thought personally, I mean, in a space where I don't think of them as, a business that's good or bad, I just think of it as a system that allows me to make money. But if you're in that space where And I had that disaccord when I first started. I was wondering, I'm trying to make money online, but what exactly am I doing? Why does it feel so queasy when I try to recruit someone, right? Why does it feel so odd trying to get someone the business opportunity with me? Why do I have that stigma with it that it doesn't allow me to just feel comfortable with the process? And here's what I want to leave you with of why it's important for you to continue your journey if you've lost hope, and why I've suggested that, you know what, if your mind's not right, I have links in the description box to help you kind of gauge that and see if that's a fit to, get you in the right frame of mind. And if you haven't found a way of how you could build a business online, I definitely have some resources in the description box as well to help you to figure out how to build a business online or to see what that looks like. So if your thought process is, I don't know why I'm doing all this, I'm doing this, participating in this make money online space, but I really feel queasy about it. There's something odd about it. Here's what I use to kind of figure this out for myself to say, you know what, I'm on a worthwhile journey to making money online, and what I do to make money online is important. And this is how I would sum it up for you. What we do is we give people hope by walking out of the darkness that they are in and turning on the light switch for them. So what I'm saying here is that, you know what, you are the beacon of light that other people are going to see, that when you become successful in their darkness of them trying to figure out, is it possible to make money online without going to a job, right? Is it possible to make money in this world without doing, doing something different? Then you were that person who walked out of their darkness, that moment they're having that cloudy vision, to literally turn on a light switch for them and say that it is possible. So the light switch is you and your business online. So if you're doubtful of where am I going with all this make money online thing, why is this, I feel just odd. I can't talk to anyone about my business, my friends and my family, because then they don't get it. Then this is what your purpose is in terms of why you're online to make money, and why it's important that you do it to make, you're online in this space to make money, is because you are the light switch for a lot of people who are in that zone, knowing that, you know what, they know it's a better way, and maybe not better, that's a wrong term, but they know that it's a different way that they could actually make money in this world, but they can't see how that is possible. Then you are that person that shows that to them. So if you get your mind right, you're always going to win. And if you have the understanding, you know what, your importance in this matrix of the system of making money online, and how important it is for you to get your mind right so you could be successful, so you could be the beacon of light for someone else who's experiencing that, then that's when you're going to really have success. But first, you have to get your mind right. And when you realize that, you know what, there's only three things that we control in this world, and it's your thoughts, the images you surround yourself with, and the actions that you take, then it really empowers you to have a better, richer business. So you know what, guys, I realize this video is very long, so I'm going to wrap it up here by saying, you know what, I hope you enjoyed this video. I've included some links in the description that will take you on the journey of whether you're looking to get your mind right so you could actually have more success, or you're looking to figure out, how does this make money online thing work? This whole process. If you failed in the past, you go, I don't know what I'm not doing right, right? I need someone to tell me exactly what I'm not doing right, or show me exactly what I should be doing. There's also resources in the description box. So thank you guys for hanging on to this entire video here and getting to the end here. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, and also, share your comments in the comment area. I would definitely love to hear your your thoughts around this entire process of being scammed and actually getting out of this, the thought of it, or what is it actually done in terms of impacting your business. So I definitely love to hear your thoughts. So either give this video a like, or, leave a comment in the comment area for me. I definitely like to see your comments.